Alright, this video comes as a response to an essay sent to me by the hacker known as... It comes from a website called gotquestions.org, and I will be placing a link to it down in the doobly-doo so that anybody can go and check this out, and I certainly encourage people to do so that you can fact-check my statements and make up your own mind. But this essay makes 4 points that I want to address. Now, I'll be going a little bit out of order from the subjects that this essay addresses, so please bear with me. But the essay says, and I quote, that God and God alone can create life, and God alone has the right to take it whenever He so chooses. Now, if that's something you believe, that is your right to believe that. But that's kind of a different issue from what we're addressing here. When God killed the firstborn child of every Egyptian, God came down and did it Himself. When the Israelites committed genocide against the Canaanites, the Israelites did it themselves. God did not come down, God did not send an angel, God did not send fire and brimstone. Human beings committed genocide against another group of human beings. The essay also goes on to say that genocide against the Canaanites was acceptable because the Canaanites were sinful and wicked people. Now, one thing I think that it's important to understand when studying history, whether that's secular history or biblical history or any form of history, is the concept of historical bias. History is written by the winners, and the truth of the matter is that every time two nations, two empires, two civilizations have gone to war together, they have made up lies about each other. They have often seen themselves as being on the right side or having the moral high ground. And this is not something that just happens today, but enemies will make up lies about their enemies all the time. It also states, and again I quote, "While it is true that the Canaanite women did not fight, this in no way means that they were innocent, as their seductive behavior indicates." Now this is a difficult topic to address, and I guess for the sake of argument I'm going to kind of ignore the misogynistic implications of that. I'm not going to talk about how it's not okay to kill women because they have sex. You know what? I take that back. I am going to go ahead and stand my moral ground on this one and state for the record, it is not okay to kill women because they have sex. Furthermore, I would like to say that the Canaanites were not by any measure the first, nor were they the last sexually decadent culture. The civilizations that have rose and fell among the Indus Valley were extraordinarily sexually promiscuous. The Kama Sutra was written there, etc., etc. The Roman civilization was unbelievably sexually decadent. The women were notoriously promiscuous, even from a secular reading of history. The Greek city-states engaged in even in modern times, what would be considered absolutely atrocious acts of sexual misconduct. But God did not command the Israelites to destroy any of these civilizations, which were around roughly around the same time. God commanded the Israelites to destroy the Canaanites. And I guess we'll just have to chalk it up to coincidence that the Canaanites happen to be the Israelites' biggest political rival for territory and trade routes, etc., etc. The last quote I want to read from this essay, hopefully ever for the rest of my natural-born life, is a quote that reads, "Those children are far better off than they would be had God allowed them to live." And to me, that is inescapable. First of all, as I said before, God didn't kill the infants. The Israelites killed the infants. Second of all, I don't know. Maybe murdering children is the right thing to do. No, wait, I take that back. Murdering children, definitely the wrong thing to do. And I understand what anybody out there watching this, nobody's ever going to watch this, but anybody out there watching this is going to say, but hey, what if I really want to kill the children? I understand that. I've been around children. Can't stand them. But it's wrong to kill them. And I also am anticipating another question. What if God tells me to kill the children? And I want to make this clear as well. If you hear voices in your head that tell you to kill children, don't do it. Simple as that. Now, like many atheists, I often do frame this debate as a collision between good and evil. And I certainly do see it that way, and I don't mean to be condescending or disrespectful or insulting when I say that, but that is how I look at it. And everyone has a right to decide or to conclude what side they're on. And everyone has a right to conclude which side is the good and which side is the evil. But if I haven't made myself clear, I would like to do so now. 1. I am on the side that says genocide is unacceptable under any circumstances. I am on the side that says we don't wantonly run around killing massive amounts of women because of what they do with their bodies. And I am on the side that says children are not better off for having been slaughtered in their cribs by medieval and primitive weapons. I feel very comfortable with that side, and I hope to remain on that side for the rest of my life. I do want to give another special thanks to the hacker known as for sending me this. I certainly appreciate it. And I also want to give a special thanks to gotquestions.org. These are not easy issues to deal with. These are not easy questions to answer. And they take the time and had the courage to answer them. And in a sick, sick way, I respect that. I do also want to apologize. I am unaware of the author of this essay. I wish I could attribute this essay to a particular genocidal maniac, but I was unable to find out who it was. But, I mean, in this person's defense, if I were to write an essay that defended genocide and the murder of women and the killing of infants, I probably wouldn't put my name on it either. Lastly, I would like to give a special thanks to everyone who watches this. These are very, very tough questions, and we have to come up with very, very tough answers. And as a reward, here's my cat. Her name's Ophelia. She loves you all.